How you feeling? I mean, your Spurs are in fifth currently, I believe. I had these pulled up a minute ago.
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna pull them
Spurs are
back
in
up.
fifth right now. They they're they're both they're really close with Portland for the fifth and sixth spot. But they're closer to being with the Clippers and Lakers than they are to like the Pelicans, who are outside, who are the 11th seed right now. Spurs are just a huge surprise, I think, for a lot of people who didn't watch them the last couple of years. I think a lot of Spurs fans saw something like this coming, maybe not the fifth seed, a little bit over 40% through the season. But the young players there are really starting to shine. And in our last four games, we're 2-2, but that's with one of those games we lost on a buzzer beater to the Thunder. The other we lost to the Nets in overtime. So we've played really good
Didn't you
these last four
nail a
games.
buzzer beater a couple games back?
Yeah, well, DeJounte Murray fell down and then stood back up and threw up a heave and made it to send it to overtime against the Nets. We
Oh,
eventually
okay.
lost, but we also have been missing four players due to COVID protocols for most of those games, and DeMar DeRozan missed the first game that we lost due to personal reasons. So we're getting our team back together. It's Derek White is one of the big young players who just started playing so good and then got COVID and hasn't played and won't play till after the All-Star break. But yeah, a lot of these young players are really playing a lot better than I think the media gives them credit for. And but one more thing on the Spurs before we move on, a player to keep your eye on, and he might not play that much the rest of the year. He's got an opportunity this last couple games because of how many players are out due to COVID. His name's Luka Samanic, and yes, he's another Luka. This is his second year, and he's a 6'10" forward who can shoot, and he was very timid and very raw his first year. He's played a lot in the G League. He's even these couple games, his defense going up against, I saw him defend James Harden a little bit, obviously very small sample size, but James Harden, Julius Randle, and he held his own for the most part. He's got a chance to be a superstar in about 5 years from now. Yeah, you could be looking at this guy as one of the best players in the NBA. So he's a guy to keep your eye out on. But I'm curious, how are you feeling about your Heat?